Game of Thrones Season 8 is really far off. It kinda hurts because it's such a good show. Season 7 ended on such a cliffhanger, and I cannot wait to see it. I just binged seasons 1 through 6 from August to October this year, and it was the best binge I've ever done with a television show. It is so bloody good. I love it. And I plan to make top 10 videos for the other 7 seasons. Each season will get its own top 10 because it's too much to combine into one. But what I'm going to do here is discuss possible Season 8 plot lines that I think could happen or should happen. Let's do some fan service. So the first one I have is Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen cannot be together. Jon Snow needs to go back to rule the North, and Dany needs to take her place on the Iron Throne. I really feel that's what's going to happen, and I think it makes the most amount of sense. I heard a rumor that she could be pregnant with Jon Snow's baby, but I don't think that'll come to fruition because the show really hyped up how bad incest is. Like Jaime and Cersei, not a good thing. Incest, kind of frowned upon. I know the Targaryens actually are known for incest. In fact, I believe Daenerys, Viserys, and Rhaegal are all products of incest. But I don't think Daenerys wants a child of incest. I just don't think it will work out for the show. So Dany needs to go sit on the Iron Throne, rule Westeros, but she needs to release the North from essentially being part of the 7 kingdoms and rule the 6 kingdoms and let Jon Snow become king of the North. Possibly Jon Snow could get Rhaegal as a dragon because he is a Targaryen. And I think it would make a lot of sense if the dragon went north with him because it is named after his father. So as much as I internally ship Jon and Dany, I can't support it because I just do not like the idea of the incest. It's a little bit too gross for me and a little bit too close to Jaime and Cersei. But one thing I really do like about Jon and Dany's relationship, not the incest part, but the fact that I always love seeing, and it's rarely ever on television or ever in movies, is an aunt and nephew working together, and Daenerys is Jon's aunt. So I do hope they're able to keep a really strong family bond. So that's the first thing is Dany needs to rule Dany needs to sit on the throne. She needs to rule 6 kingdoms and needs to give Jon full dominion of the North. I really feel from the way that the season 6 and 7 went along with Jon, combining all the people of the North or rallying all the people of the North to his side, it makes sense for the North to become its own kingdom again. Okay, the second part is also slightly connected to Dany, but it's also connected to a character that I think a lot of people actually dislike, but she's a really interesting character. It's Melisandre. Melisandre needs to return to Westeros. In season 7, I believe it was episode 2 or 3, she told Varys that she's going to come to Westeros and essentially die. I'm thinking she needs to come back and die by dragonfire. And what I mean by dragonfire is Viserion's real dragonfire. Now, Melisandre, she was able to resurrect Jon Snow from the dead. She's a servant of the Lord of Light. And I think her crucial role in the battle of in the season 8 battle against the White Walkers will be for her to fix Virizion. Because I don't want to see the dragon die again. I don't think a lot of people want to see the dragon die again. It makes no sense to watch Virizion die again, or Viserion die again. So I think Melisandre really should somehow break the Night King's connection to the dragon and then allow it to return to Daenerys' side. And that way Dany, if she does give Jon Rhaegal, Rhaegal can be in the North with Jon, and then Dany at least has 2 dragons. So I think that would make a lot of sense. And then that way, say if Melisandre is able to return the dragon to its normal form, it might be in an angry state and not know what's going on and just unfortunately breathe fire on her, and that's how she dies. And I think that would be an interesting way to have her prophecy come to fruition, and at the same time allow for the dragon to return. When that dragon died in episode 6, I was horrified and so sad. It was such a horrible scene to watch because I love Daenerys' dragons. One of my favorite scenes in the show was when Dany locked the dragon up, because I was like, no, you cannot do that. But on the off chance that doesn't happen, because I think it might be really hard to turn a white dragon back into a living dragon, I'm guessing that Drogon and Rhaegal are going to have to combine their powers together and kill, unfortunately, Viserion. Drogon is named after Khal Drogo, who was Daenerys' husband. All of us know this. So I think it'd be kind of interesting if Drogon does kill Viserion, because Drogo killed Viserys way back in season 1. I believe it was Crown of Gold was the episode. I think it was episode 5 or episode 6 that Viserys died. So that would also be very reflective of the dragon's death. But of the two plot lines I just mentioned for number 2 here, I would much prefer for the dragon to return to normal. All right, number 3. Now, I actually told a couple people about this whole list. They liked most of the ideas, but the third one they thought was a little odd, but I like it. Tyrion, Jorah, or Davos. It doesn't need to be all 3 together, but I really think it should be definitely Ser Jorah and definitely Tyrion. Need to go out to find more dragon eggs. I think to see more dragons on the show, or at least the idea that there are more dragons to come, would be really, really fun. Ser Jorah obviously will go do it. He'll do anything for Dany at the drop of a hat. Like, it just makes total sense. Now, one of the problems might be if both Davos and Tyrion go, there's no one to advise them. So Tyrion, way back in season 6, episode 2, when he freed Daenerys' dragons from the chains because they weren't eating, had said how much he loved dragons. So I think of all people, it would make sense for him to go help him find some dragon eggs, because it's something he loves. He loves the idea of dragons, and he probably is going to be really sad when he finds out that Virizion died. Or I think he knows, but he never got to react to it. So I think it would be really helpful, or really interesting, to see him get to find a dragon egg and hold it. Other people to join on this possible quest would be Yara Greyjoy and Theon Greyjoy after they deal with their uncle, who I hate. I think Theon definitely needs to die after what he did. I mean, he was kind of redeemed when he saved Sansa way back in season 6, but I do think of all the characters, his story is completely done. So I think Yara and Theon should also join Tyrion and Ser Jorah, and Theon essentially should die, and then Yara will get to take the Salt Throne. And then another plotline that I think would be pretty fun is not fun, but it's extremely poetic, and I think it really needs to happen. Jaime Lannister, he needs to kill Cersei. Now, Cersei's a character I love to hate, but she's also a character I love to watch. I think she's fantastic. And Cersei, way back in season 1, had said that her and Jaime are more than just siblings. They're meant to be together because of the whole sharing a womb thing and being twins, and how much they love each other. It's actually really creepy. But I think it'd be really poetic if Jaime would be the one to kill her. Now, in addition to Jaime killing her, I think Cersei is going to go even beyond Evil Queen. She's going to pull a Maleficent, Sleeping Beauty Maleficent, not Maleficent 2014. And she's going to somehow join the Night King and become a White Walker. I think that'd be really, really cool if Cersei became super evil, so that Jaime can kind of remove his love connection to her and just wipe her out. So I think Jaime definitely needs to kill Cersei. Maybe Bronn can help assist in that battle as well. I love the character of Bronn. He definitely needs to have a lot of screen time, though with only 6 episodes, but I think they're roughly an hour and 20 minutes. Hopefully we'll get every character to have a closing to their story. And a couple other stories, oh my goodness, I am blanking on her name. It's whatever. It's the woman who loved Catelyn Stark very much, and she would she went after Arya and Sansa. Brienne of Tarth. I think Brienne definitely needs closure to her story. Like, she seems to definitely love Jaime. She liked one of the wildlings as well, but I don't think she's going to end up with the wildling. I think she's definitely going to end up with Jaime. Though she did seem like I kind of felt it was implied that she was a lesbian. At least Jaime was inferring that from the beginning when she was on the camera. But I think her feelings for Jaime show that she is very much straight. So I think it'd be interesting if she and Jaime end up together after Jaime kills Cersei, or possibly kills Cersei. Then the last idea that I have is no more Starks can die. The family has been ruined. Bran is paralyzed. It's just Arya and Sansa that can essentially have children because Jon is not a Stark. But I think the Starks should stay in the north and essentially be the ones to help remove most of the White Walkers. Just the Starks need to stay. The Starks essentially need to get the strongest victory because they felt the most losses. And for the last thing I want to see Arya and Sansa team up with Daenerys, and also Bran as well, though Bran has the most boring storyline. And I saw a bunch of theories saying that Bran is somehow the Night King. I do not want that to come true at all. I want Bran to just be what he is, and I want the Night King to be killed by Dragonfire. But I really think that Targaryen and Stark should join together again, and since Jon is the melding pot of both bloodlines, I think it'd be really cool if Sansa and Arya get to meet Daenerys. And they haven't met her yet, so I'm looking forward to that. So the Starks, they need to live, and they need to essentially team up with Dany as well to help defeat the Night King. And in terms of how they're going to win the battle, I think once they either kill or return Viserion, they should have an easy enough time if they can get Dragonglass or whatnot. So anyway, those are my possible Season 8 plotlines. I'm curious what you guys have to say about it. I'm looking forward to Season 8, and I'm looking forward to starting my top 10 videos for Game of Thrones. I will do Episode 1, or Season 1, when I'm going to rewatch all of Season 1. I've only seen each season once, so I need to go back and dissect it so I can pull out the best scenes. So anyway, share your thoughts about my ideas in the comments below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, side note, for another thing I would like to see, if it's possible, because I did mention dragons so many times, and there is that very small novel about the ice dragon. I think an ice dragon would be really cool to see as well. It might be like a side thing, but at the same time, they are doing prequels to Game of Thrones, possibly, should the show, when the show is done. So I think seeing an ice dragon either in a prequel series or in Season 8 would be really cool. Maybe the ice dragon could take down Viserion. Anyway, and then it will join Daenerys. Anyway, share your thoughts in the comments below about my ideas, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. All right, guys.